YouTube, welcome back to Verbalwarning. I'm your host, Big Verb, aka Scale_Nation on Twitter. I want to welcome you back to the show. If this is not your first time checking out the show, but if it's your first time, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can always check me out when I drop new videos. Today, we're talking about all Florida sports, and that's every day. Rather it be high school, rather it be the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Heat, Miami Dolphins. But it's free agency in the NFL, and we talk specifically about the Miami Dolphins every time there's new events. And this week, we're concluding the hottest week of free agency, which is the first week for the Miami Dolphins in free agency. Couple big stories to talk about. I didn't get to you when we did the Isaiah Wilson trade, which was kind of like a swap with the 7th and the 6th. Well, we picked them up and we've waived them since then. Yesterday, I want to say today's the 21st, so we probably waived them by the 19th to 20th of March 2021. Isaiah Wilson is no longer a Miami Dolphin after being a Miami Dolphin for probably about 2 weeks, a week and a half or so. The tackle from the University of Georgia was traded for, like I said, from the Tennessee Titans for a swap of louder picks. He didn't pan out. Already got into some trouble. Already got some off the field things going on, as you can see in my thumbnail. The guy's crazy with it. But sometimes football isn't the guy's passion, and just because he's big doesn't necessarily mean that football is his thing. So that right there goes to show you that sometimes guys don't trash the opportunity to make millions of dollars and play a game that they love. And sometimes it's a thing there that they don't love, whether it be the preparation or rather it be the game itself. So I want to say shout out to Isaiah Wilson, and we'll get back and do an update story with him somewhere along the lines. We wish him the best. But we got a couple players in free agency that we want to highlight. Before these guys were picked up, I was kind of weary about the way the Miami Dolphins will approach a free agency. Like I said, most of the time in this show, we try to channel the mindset of guys like Chris Greer, channel the mindset of guys, at the top of the food chain when it comes to the franchise. And we were a little bit worried, but I kind of feel like the pickups that they made, sort of like Malcolm Brown, the running back from the Rams, I do think that's a solid pickup. Guys who are interested in the Miami Dolphins, they want to know what Malcolm Brown's run style is. Pretty much of a power back. He's pretty a 1-2 punch for a franchise. I think there's more to come. Even though Myles Gaskins and also Ahmed, the two running backs from the University of Washington, were solid contributors for the Miami Dolphins as far as the offensive production goes at the running back position, I still feel that Malcolm Brown will come in and get his opportunity to contribute in the offense. Now, again, this is not Chan Gailey's offense. It's something completely different. So will Myles Gaskins pan out in what they're doing now? We'll see. But Malcolm Brown's a big pickup. He's a solid pickup. Contract details, you can look them up for yourself. Another big pickup that we made, I want to say Will Fuller. Will Fuller's a solid pickup. He's a guy who's going to give you that deep threat. He's also a solid route runner, and he's also had the ability to find the end zone time and time again, and he catches the ball better than some. We brought in another guy, Robert Foster, another a wide receiver from the University of Alabama. He played for the Buffalo Bills. He also played for the Washington Redskins. He's another guy that's going to push the envelope in practice. He's going to push the envelope as far as competition. Will Fuller will probably be an automatic starter. His contract is a 1-year, $10 million deal. I brought that up because his $10 million is the bonus. So what he'll be getting in a year is probably like $900,000, something like that, which is kind of hard to play for. I was talking to a couple guys, and I was saying that, $10 million at the door, and then saying, give me 16 weeks, getting tested for COVID, give me 16 weeks where we're not sure who your quarterback is going to be. That's kind of a wing it type of situation. You never really know how a guy's effort might come forth, but that'll bring surefire competition in practice with guys like Devontae Parker and whomever they keep on the wide receiver core, because those two pickups, as far as Foster, as far as Fuller, will shake up the wide receiver room for the Miami Dolphins. The cornerback, Coleman, that they picked up, came from the Detroit Lions. He's familiar with Flores and Boyer from the New England Patriots. He's a solid guy. You move him around on the inside, you move him to the outside, circumstantial type of guy. He's not a guy you want to lean on like they do with Xavier Howard, and also with our other cornerback we picked up from the Cowboys. We can't really on Byron Jones. You can't really lean on him like those guys. He's not a solid guy like that, play in and play out. But I do think he'll plug in and do well what they're doing as far as the offense goes. You got a couple of linebackers that they picked up. McKinney's the linebacker that they picked up from the University of Mississippi State. He got drafted by the Texans and spent his time in the Texans in 2019. He was a Pro Bowler. He's a solid run stop. He's a real tall middle linebacker, I would say, for the new era. He's 6'4". He can run okay. His hips is a little stiff. He's really a run stopper and a short distance coverage linebacker. I like McKinley because he's a leader. He's a solid guy on and off the field from what his record shows. And I do think the Dolphins pride themselves on picking players like that, even though they give guys opportunity, as a Mark Walton, as a Chad Johnson, as they've done in the past, and guys like Isaiah, and they get bit sometimes, and then sometimes you got guys, that come out and they give their all, and a Galloway, they just don't pan out with the franchise, but they had a successful run. Galloway did, I believe, as far as personality-wise. But who knows the inside tale? But I do think Galloway was a positive player that they picked up and gave opportunity to. So free agency was kind of rough. I do think the Patriots did well with what they did. I think the Patriots did awesome. But spending all that money doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean nothing. It doesn't pan out to victories because you don't win games in free agency. They don't give you a victory for winning in free agency. But I do think the Dolphins did an outstanding job with picking up a lot of depth players. You got to look at the whole picture, okay? And they keep the draft with all the players that they have accumulated, and also the draft picks. If they go forth with the draft without trading these guys away, you'll put yourself in a position where you have stars competing with solid guys, and that brings competition to practice. That brings the best out of players, and then you get the best product on the field. Now, if you trade away a lot of those picks with a lot of those depth players that you have, it allows your team to be deep. You got guys like Coleman that can back up, guys like Xavier Howard to back up guys like Byron Jones, and switch McCain down to the slot and do different things like that. And then you also have guys at the linebacker position. Van Ginkel is going to step up because Van Noy is no longer with us. McKinley. Then you got guys like Gavin, things like the guys like that. That's rotational pieces, solid pieces that if you go in, which I do think now, they'll probably draft a linebacker if they keep those top drafts. They'll draft a linebacker, a super freak athletic guy, sort of like Jerome Baker, with a little bit more thump in him, a little bit more hammer in him, and bring to that linebacker core. Nevertheless, rather be early or late, they'll probably do that. But I do think a trade is in the future for the Dolphins. But I like what they did as far as free agency goes, guys. You let me know in the comment section, what do you think specifically, and do you think Will Fuller was the steal of the free agency? I do think he's a steal, and I do think he's a flag for Deshaun Watson. But we will see. I see now that they're in a situation where they can't really afford to pay all the top picks that they have. They have 4 picks in the top 50, so that they can't really afford them as far as cap goes. But we do feel like a trade is coming. I do feel like a trade is brewing. There's a lot of Houston Texans that they've acquired to the team. So we'll see. Guys who are wishing for Watson, we wish him the best of luck with all the tabloid that he has swirling around him. But we also wish the Fins make the best decision for the franchise. Fins up, guys. Florida Sports always right here. Verbal One, and I'm your host, Big Verb, a.k.a. Scale_Nation on Twitter. Like, subscribe. Come back. Love.